When war reached people's doorsteps in the 1940s, survival wasn't only about soldiers on the front lines. Civilians across Europe and Asia were forced to defend their homes with little more than courage, ingenuity, and scraps of material. They developed methods so effective that after the war, many of them were hidden, suppressed, or outright classified as too dangerous to circulate. These home defense secrets were not polished strategies from military manuals. They were born out of desperation, trial and error, and the will to survive. Today, these lessons remain valuable, not just as historical curiosities, but as practical reminders of what ordinary people can do when order collapses. One of the most effective civilian tactics was the construction of hidden defences inside homes. Families in occupied territories built false walls, trap compartments and concealed rooms where valuables, food or even people could be hidden. In Poland, some of these hideouts were dug beneath barns or built behind kitchen pantries, complete with disguised doors that blended into brick or wood. Authorities labelled such designs dangerous because they made raids and searches ineffective. After the war, many of these plans were suppressed, as governments feared they would be copied for subversive purposes. The lesson here is simple. Concealment is power. A modern household can adopt this principle by installing false shelving, using hidden safes, or building discreet storage under staircases to protect essentials from theft or confiscation. Another forbidden home defense secret came in the form of improvised traps. Civilians without access to firearms often created low-tech defenses using everyday materials. Weighted doors rigged to swing shut and pin intruders, pits covered with weak planks, and spiked barricades made from sharpened farm tools all became common in certain occupied regions. These were classified after the war because of their lethality and the fear that they might inspire unrest. Yet the concept behind them remains useful. Obstacles slow intruders and buy time. In today's terms, one doesn't replicate spiked barricades, but reinforcing doorways with heavy beams, installing floor braces, or even keeping furniture positioned as movable barriers draws from the same principle of resistance through delay. During the war, blackouts were enforced to prevent enemy bombers from targeting cities, but civilians went much further in refining the art of concealment. Some households built double-layer blackout curtains filled with charcoal dust or heavy tar to absorb light leaks, while others created hidden light boxes to allow small tasks to be done at night without giving away their position. Military authorities considered many of these tricks classified because they could also be used to hide illegal gatherings or underground resistance work. The modern lesson is about controlling visibility. In a grid-down situation today, blackout curtains, foil-lined drapes, or even layered blankets over windows can conceal activity inside a home from prying eyes, ensuring privacy and security when it matters most. You know, civilians in occupied Europe frequently built crude alarm systems to warn of approaching patrols or intruders. Simple devices included strings attached to tin cans filled with stones, glass bottles balanced on doors, or concealed tripwires that rang small bells. Some partisans even adapted shotgun shells into makeshift alarm triggers, though these were highly dangerous and later strictly classified as sabotage devices. But the core idea, however, was sound, awareness of an intruder before they reached the heart of a home. These days, a safe and modern application is to use motion-activated lights, inexpensive battery-powered alarms, or even low-tech noisemakers attached to doors and windows. Honestly, the same principle, early warning, is just as valuable now as it was then. While official rationing systems tightly controlled food and supplies, many families, secretly stored reserves in hidden caches. These weren't just food stashes, but full defense resources. Kerosene, salt, and heavy tools that could double as weapons if needed. Authorities considered such caches dangerous because they allowed households to resist occupation longer. After the war, manuals that described these methods were classified to prevent future insurgencies. The modern takeaway is that a small reserve of food, fuel and emergency supplies hidden in multiple discrete locations provides resilience against shortages and break-ins. Spreading these reserves around a property rather than centralizing them prevents total loss if one stash is discovered. The survival methods developed by civilians during World War II were not just practical. They undermined the control of both occupiers and governments. Hidden compartments made searches useless. Traps threatened patrols. Blackout methods allowed people to operate unseen. Alarm systems bought precious minutes of warning, and hidden stockpiles gave families independence from official rationing. Authorities feared that keeping these skills alive would embolden future resistance movements. As a result, many of these ideas were locked away in archives or erased from manuals. But the fact remains, they worked, and they remain relevant to anyone interested in resilience and preparedness today. The key is not to replicate dangerous devices, but to, understand the mindset of resilience. Build concealment into your home with hidden storage for valuables and supplies. Reinforce entry points to slow unwanted access. Use blackout curtains to control light and visibility. Set up simple alarm systems to gain awareness of intrusions before it is too late. And maintain small reserves of food, water and essential tools so that your household can withstand shortages or disruptions. These principles, stripped of their lethal wartime context, remain timeless tools of independence. The home defense secrets of World War II remind us that survival does not belong only to soldiers and armies. Ordinary families developed ingenious methods to stay safe, and those methods, though classified as too dangerous, still carry lessons today. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to subscribe to In the Beginning for more hidden survival history, and share this with others who value knowledge that empowers. The past is full of lessons that should never be forgotten, and together we can keep them alive.